Hello viewers, I am Professor Sharanjeet, working at the Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law, Punjab. In today's lecture, we shall discuss genesis and historical development of the law of contracts. Let's start with the introduction. Man is a social animal and cannot live in isolation. Every person has to depend upon his fellow human beings for the fulfillment of his needs. With the onset of human civilization, the mutual dependence increased manyfold. Farming was done in the primitive times not only for the purpose of self-sustenance. Gradually, people started the barter system of exchange in the goods as currency was not invented. The barter system was also a form of contractual relation where one good was exchanged for another good. Hence, we can see that the law of contract in its most infant stage started evolving. So, we can presume that in the olden days, various forms of informal contractual relations existed among the people. In the Indian context, the laws are found in the religious texts, travelogues, and holy scriptures. These historical writings and literatures have a reference of people who were competent to contract, like a king or a teacher and the head of the household. Similarly, it was also given that any contract or agreement based on fraud, force, or fear was not enforceable in the court of the king. Slowly, these provisions governing the trade and economic activities found a place in the Indian usages and customs. There is no denying the fact that the law of contract forms the foundation of trade, commerce, and economic transactions in any society. It establishes legally enforceable agreements between parties, ensuring fairness, predictability, and economic stability. The concept of contractual obligations has evolved over centuries, shaped by historical, social, and economic transformations. In India, the law of contract has developed through various stages, from ancient barter systems to the modern statutory framework under the Indian Contract Act of 1872. This lecture traces the chronological evolution of contract law in India, exploring the benefits and shortcomings of each era and how these developments led to the current legal framework. The concept of contracts dates back to ancient civilizations where informal agreements were enforced based on customs, religious norms, and local governance. Over time, as societies grew complex and trade expanded, there arose a need for a structured and uniform contract law. The medieval era saw the emergence of guilds, trade organizations, and customary laws that governed commercial dealings. However, these lacked uniform enforcement, leading to inconsistencies and disputes. The British colonial administration introduced English common law principles, significantly transforming the Indian legal landscape. The enactment of the Indian Contract Act 1872 was a milestone in codifying and standardizing contract law, ensuring consistency and enforceability. Post-independence, legal reforms further adopted contract law to meet the demands of a rapidly evolving economy, incorporating global trade norms and digital transactions. The prehistoric era, the barter system as the earliest form of contract. Dear listeners, now we shall discuss the origins of economic exchange. Before the existence of money, economic exchanges occurred through the barter system where goods and services were traded directly. This system, prevalent in early human civilizations, laid the foundations for contractual principles of mutual agreement and consideration. The barter system was based on an informal but essential principle of exchange. Goods and services were traded based on perceived value rather than a fixed standard, which meant the worth of commodities varied from one transaction to another. This fluidity allowed early humans to engage in trade but also created inefficiencies. Characteristics of the barter system. First is the mutual agreement. The barter system was entirely dependent on mutual agreement. Both parties had to agree on the value of the exchanged items without any standardized measuring system. This reliance on personal judgment often led to disagreements. Next is immediate execution. Transactions under the barter system took place immediately. There was no concept of deferred payment and the exchange happened at the same time, ensuring that neither party had outstanding obligations. Next is no legal enforcement. There were no written records or legal enforcement mechanisms. Disputes were resolved through social norms or by community leaders, which sometimes led to unfair decisions. Although the barter system facilitated trade, it also created fundamental issues. The absence of standardized valuation meant that individuals often found it difficult to obtain goods of equal worth. Additionally, transactions required a double coincidence of wants. Both parties had to desire what the other was offering. This limitation led to the introduction of commodity money and eventually currency-based transactions. Next is the benefits and shortcomings. Benefits. The barter system allowed early human societies to trade and prosper even in the absence of currency, fostering self-sufficiency and resource sharing. The shortcomings are the absence of a standard valuation system created inefficiencies, making trade complicated and often unfair. This necessity eventually led to the development of currency-based transactions and formal contract laws. Ancient India, contractual practices in Dharmashastra traditions. Key features of ancient contract law. In ancient India, legal principles were primarily derived from religious texts and customs. The Dharmashastras, including Manusmriti, Yajanvalika Smriti, and Arthashastra, laid down guidelines for commerce, trade, and contractual obligations. Trade agreements during this period were primarily based on trust, moral responsibility, and the word of honor. Business transactions were considered sacred duties, and any breach of contract was viewed as a violation of dharma. This belief system ensured a relatively high level of compliance as individuals feared social and religious repercussions. Trust-based agreements. In ancient India, trade agreements and contracts were largely based on trust and moral obligations rather than legal enforcement. This system relied on the integrity of individuals and community reputation. Religious sanctions. Contracts were often tied to religious doctrines, particularly in Hinduism. Breach of contract was considered a violation of dharma and could result in social penalties or even exclusion from the community. Regulation of loans and debt. Lending and borrowing were strictly regulated under the Hindu law. Interest rates and repayment terms were prescribed in the Manusmriti and Arthashastra, aiming to protect the borrowers from exploitation. Next is trade and commerce. Merchants followed customary trade practices and their disputes were settled by local councils or king's courts rather than written legal provisions. While the religious and moral aspects of ancient contract law helped maintain order, they also had drawbacks. The absence of formal documentation meant that disputes could be difficult to resolve, especially when the credibility of one party was questioned. There was also no uniform enforcement mechanism as different regions followed varying customs and traditions. Coming to the benefits and shortcomings, the benefits encouraged ethical business practices due to religious and social accountability. People were less likely to breach contracts due to fear of moral or religious consequences. Next are the shortcomings. Lack of written records and formal legal enforcement led to inconsistencies in resolving the disputes. If a party wrenched on a deal, there were few remedies beyond social or religious punishments. Listeners, now we shall discuss the medieval era evolution of contractual practices, customary laws and local trade practices. During the medieval period, India witnessed a blend of customary laws and religious doctrines that governed contractual transactions. Trade agreements were based on trust, oral commitments, and local customs rather than codified laws. Hindu and Islamic legal systems played a crucial role in shaping contract law. The Dharmashastra's texts guided Hindu contractual obligations, emphasizing moral and ethical duties, while Islamic jurisprudence, that is the Sharia, governed Muslim traders, focusing on fairness and mutual consent in transactions. Guilds and economic regulations. The emergence of guilds in medieval India structured business transactions, ensuring fair trade practices, dispute resolution mechanisms, and contractual enforcement within the commercial community. Islamic rulers introduced legal frameworks through institutions like the Qazi courts, which regulated commercial contracts and addressed breaches, ensuring that contracts had legal enforceability in state controlled systems. Coming to the benefits and shortcomings, the benefits were the system of guilds and religious principles ensured self-regulated trade practices, fostering a stable economic environment and reducing fraudulent activities. The shortcomings were the lack of a uniform legal framework meant that contract enforcement varied across regions and communities, leading to inconsistencies and legal uncertainties. Dear listeners, now we shall discuss British rule, introduction of English common law, key legal developments under the British rule. During British colonial rule, India witnessed the introduction of English common law principles, which significantly altered its contractual framework. the British administration implemented structured legal mechanisms to regulate trade and commerce, moving away from the customary and religious contract laws of the past. The establishment of presidency courts in Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta marked a shift towards a formal legal system. These courts applied English legal principles which provided greater clarity and predictability in contractual disputes. However, the dual legal system applied different rules to British and Indian citizens, creating inconsistencies. Presidency courts. The British established courts in the major presidencies of Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta, which applied English legal principles to commercial disputes. Next is the Charter Act of 1833. This act unified judicial administration and extended British legal principles to Indian subjects, marking the first step towards codified contract law in India. Codification movement. With trade and commerce growing, the British recognized the need for a uniform codified contract law, leading to the drafting of the Indian Contract Act of 1872. While British legal principles introduced much needed structure and enforcement, they were not without the flaws. Many local traders and businesses found English legal doctrines unfamiliar and difficult to navigate. Furthermore, Indian businesses often had to comply with laws that favored British merchants, leading to economic disadvantages. Now we shall discuss the benefits and shortcomings. Benefits provided a structured legal framework ensuring consistency and predictability in contractual dealings. The shortcomings were the dual legal system applied different laws to British and Indian citizens, creating legal disparities and confusion. Next is the enactment of the Indian Contract Act 1872, key provisions and objectives. The Indian Contract Act 1872 was enacted on 1st September 1872, consolidating and codifying contract law in India. It was largely based on English contract law principles, ensuring a well-defined framework for contractual obligations. The Act was initially broader in scope, covering contracts related to the sale of goods and contracts concerning partnership. However, these were later separated into distinct laws, leaving the Indian Contract Act focused on general principles of contract and special contracts. Core features of the Act. The Act established essential elements of a valid contract, including offer and acceptance, lawful consideration, free consent, that is, the absence of coercion, fraud, misrepresentation, undue influence and mistake, competency of parties, that is, age and mental soundness, legality of the object. The Act also distinguished between void, voidable, and unenforceable contracts, ensuring protection against fraudulent or coercive agreements. It introduced special contracts such as indemnity and guarantee, bailment and pledge, and contracts of agency. Impact on Indian commerce and society. The enactment of the Indian Contract Act provided legal uniformity and predictability, encouraging business transactions and economic growth. Indian traders, businesses, and consumers gained confidence in contractual obligations and dispute resolution mechanisms. However, the Act did not anticipate future challenges like digital contracts, e-commerce and globalization, necessitating further legal developments. The Act introduced a clear and structured legal framework ensuring fair business practices and legal remedies for breach of contract. Dear viewers, now we shall discuss the post-independence developments and modern reforms. Adaptation to economic and technological changes. After independence, India's legal system evolved to accommodate economic liberalization, industrialization, and technological growth. The Information Technology Act 2000 was a landmark reform that recognized electronic contracts, digital signatures, and online transactions, ensuring the Indian Contract Act's relevance in the digital era. Next is the Consumer Protection Act of 2019, further enhanced contractual rights of consumers, ensuring fair trade practices, product liability, and dispute resolution mechanisms. Judicial reforms and global influence. Indian courts played a significant role in expanding contract law interpretations, especially in matters of unfair contract terms, employer-employee relations, and consumer rights. Globalization introduced international legal principles into Indian contract law, facilitating trade agreements and foreign investments. Next is the adoption of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms like arbitration and mediation, improved contract enforcement efficiency, reducing reliance on prolonged court litigations. Now we shall ponder upon the challenges and future directions. Judicial delays and enforcement issues remain a major concern affecting timely resolution of contract disputes. There is a growing need for more amendments to address evolving contract forms such as blockchain-based smart contracts and cross-border e-commerce transactions. Strengthening ADR mechanisms, digital security, and legal awareness can further improve contract enforcement and business confidence in India. Now we shall discuss the benefits and shortcomings. The benefits are modern reforms have enhanced business efficiency, consumer protection, and digital contract validity, aligning India's contract law with global standards. The shortcomings are the legal system still faces delays, enforcement challenges, and adaptation gaps, requiring continued legislative updates and judicial efficiency improvements. Now let's discuss a brief comparative analysis. Prehistoric era barter system, which were informal agreements, no formal legal systems, transactions were based on the barter system, exchange of goods and services. Agreements were purely oral and trust-based with no written records. Dispute resolution was handled within tribes or communities through informal means. Breaches led to social exclusion, retaliation, or loss of reputation rather than legal penalties. Lack of standardization and enforceability made large-scale trade difficult. Next is ancient India. Dharmashastras and Arthashastra based contracts. Contracts were governed by religious laws, Dharmashastras, and economic principles, Arthashastras. Agreements were often written and witnessed, especially in trade and property transactions. Customary laws played a significant role with local panchayats adjudicating disputes. Breaches of contract were seen as moral and ethical violations, with penalties being social rather than financial. Trade and commerce expanded, leading to greater reliance on structured agreements. Next is medieval India, Islamic influences and customary practices. Influence of Islamic contract law, that is Sharia, emphasizing written contracts with clear terms of offer, acceptance, and consideration. Qazi courts played a crucial role in dispute resolution. Panchayats and guilds continue to regulate contracts in the Hindu communities. Contracts varied across regions and religions, leading to a lack of uniformity. Growth of guilds and trade associations ensured contractual discipline in merchant communities. Next is the British rule. Introduction of English contract law. British courts imposed English common law principles in contractual dealings. Legal agreements became highly formalized, favoring British merchants over the Indian traders. Presidency courts in Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta adjudicated contract disputes based on British legal standards. Customary laws were gradually replaced with structured legal doctrines. The need for a uniform legal framework led to the drafting of the Indian Contract Act 1872. Next is the Indian Contract Act 1872. This was the codification of the contract law. First comprehensive contract law providing a uniform legal framework for agreements, defined fundamental concepts like offer, acceptance, consideration, free consent, and legal capacity. Introduced special contracts like indemnity, guarantee, bailment, pledge, and agency. Legally enforceable remedies for contract breaches through judicial mechanisms. Lack of foresight for technological advancements requiring future amendments. Post-independence and modern reforms. Digital contracts and consumer protection law retained the Indian Contract Act 1872 with amendments to align with modern trade and commerce. The Information Technology Act 2000 recognized electronic contracts and digital signatures. The Consumer Protection Act 2019 strengthened consumer rights and addressed unfair contract terms. Expansion of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms like arbitration and mediation. Emerging challenges include judicial delays, e-commerce regulations, and smart contracts using blockchain technology. The evolution of contract law in India reflects a transition from informal, trust-based agreements in the prehistoric era to a highly structured and enforceable legal frameworks in the modern times. In ancient India, contracts were influenced by religious and customary laws, with trade agreements often being documented and adjudicated by local authorities. The medieval period saw the introduction of Islamic legal principles, further formalizing contractual obligations. However, it was under British rule that contract law became codified, leading to the enactment of the Indian Contract Act 1872, which continues to serve as the foundation of contractual transactions in India. Post-independence, legal reforms have adapted contract law to modern needs, incorporating electronic contracts, consumer protections, and alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. Despite these advancements, challenges such as judicial delays and the need for technological integration persist, necessitating continuous evolution to meet the demands of a rapidly changing economic and digital landscape. To conclude, contracts are the foundations of commerce, trade, and interpersonal agreements in any society. They establish legally enforceable obligations between parties and ensure a structured mechanism for dispute resolution. The law of contracts as it exists today has evolved over centuries, shaped by economic, political, and social transformations. From the ancient barter system to the digital contracts of modern times, contractual obligations have continuously adapted to meet changing needs and circumstances. With this, we come to an end of today's lecture. Thank you very much.